In this episode, George and I talk with Jorge. Jorge's been with SEJA since day one, and he does what George and I have failed to do for 8 years: eloquently explain the impact of a community leader in a marginalized community and the impact that they have on the people around them. Welcome, Jorge. Welcome. It's great to see you. I think something that's really exciting about this space is that, sometimes we're meeting somebody for the first time or maybe hearing their stories for the first time. But Georgie, I mean, you're not one of those people. We might hear a new story today, but you've been a part of SEJA forever. You work at SEJA. You helped build SEJA. You're a community leader and activist, run local organizations, sustainable gardens, work with educational reform. The list goes on and on. But really, you're just one of the best communicators out there. You bring people together with a ton of heart. So we're just really excited to have you here today. Excited to talk a little bit about our journey, your journey, how it all comes together. Things might get a little bit confusing today because we have Jorge and we have George. Jorge is George in Portuguese, and we always get a little bit confusing, but I'm sure we'll be able to work through it. But George, I wanted to start with you before we get to you, Jorge, and just ask you kind of what comes to mind when you think of Jorge, if there's like a story or something specific that you think of. Because I mean, we've been together in this like 10 years now? What is it, Georgie? 10 years? What did I meet you? 10 years ago?
I think so.
Yeah, 10 years. That's a long time. So pretty much a decade ago. So yeah, George, what comes to your mind when you think of Georgie?
Am I allowed a couple of things? Yeah, I'm
Hey,
allowed a
we'll
couple of
see.
things.
You'll see.
I'm
You'll
allowed
see.
a couple of things. Initially, what comes to mind is, that night that we had back 8-9 years ago in Baixo Botafogo, where we were down there and sort of just dreaming up SEJA with you. And it was the three of us. And
Shout out
Dylan
to
and
Will
I had,
Grant. Don't forget Will Grant. He was
yeah,
there.
Will Graham was there.
There's
Will
4 of
Grangi.
us.
Will
Shout out to
Grangi
Will
was there.
Grant.
And Dylan and I were sort of dreaming up SEJA and what it could be. And I always sort of think back to that moment of thinking that you actually knew exactly what it was going to be, almost better than Dylan and I, or definitely better than Dylan and I knew, just because it was your communities, your people. You're so well networked in favelas. You're such an activist in favelas. And so although Dylan and I had the vision, it's almost that you sort of knew how it was going to pan out. So that's the first thing that comes to mind is that night. And I was crying, you were crying, Dylan was crying. It was just an amazing night. And then the second thing that comes to mind is obviously, as people now know, I became a dad a year ago. We celebrated Knox's first birthday on Friday last week. So it's been a crazy year. But to watch you, Georgie, become a dad in the favela to Joseph has just been a really inspiring journey to watch you do that. For me, now that 1 year later, I became a dad, and to see how you've become a dad and the man you are to Joseph and how much you love him and how wonderful of a kid he is, it's just testament to you, and you're just a wonderful human being. So those are the two things that I wanted to say.
Thank you.
Yeah.
It's like, Dylan, you wanna say something?
Yeah.
All right. Go.
Feel free to build on it. What do you feel?
Thank you for Walter's remembrance, all this everything. It's like, because when I think about SEJA, when I think about you guys, it's like it's to see a dream coming true. Like, because have someone we come so far and look for me and my favela, like give me a voice, a power to be in places that I never thought I could be, is like be awesome, because it, no, you guys, it's not the side, like you guys don't give me the power, but you guys show me that the power that I have inside of me, and I'm so proud to be part of SEJA right now. And I think if I can start telling my history, it's like, oh my gosh, I don't know where I begin. I'm born in a favela called Manguinhos. Maybe some people know, maybe some people don't know. But it's a part of history that I didn't tell most of people who know me. It's like, when I was young, like really kid. I was living in a wooden house. I don't know how to say that in English, but I was living in a wooden house with my mom, my brother, my sister, and now see everything we built together. That make me like I don't know. Uh, it's hard. It's hard. I don't want to cry right now, but guys, when you guys come to Manguinhos and when we start, I could not forget everything I passed through before SEJA, before I know you guys. It's like being a black guy in a favela with no one cares, like without support. I lost my brother. I lost my brother more than now we've been 20 years ago. Yeah, I lost my brother 20 years ago. And I always been dreaming to do something what I can share with people that they can have another choices because I lost my brother to the violence here in Rio and I just trying to make a difference. But before I meet you guys, I just like doing activism and like trying to do something. But to be honest, I didn't know why, like, and how I'll be starting. I just start being a volunteer in many places. I just trying to help people as many as I can. But I don't feel myself with power enough to do something really big, to do something different, to help people and support their lives, like to change the reality. And when you told about uh, that remembrance, you I, I can see we for like walking and planning and dreaming like my God, we can change the world. I remember that I say like crying like, oh my God, I can change the world, and I call to my mom like, Mom, we're gonna start a project to change the world. That's how I think it a little bit, but I call it to my mom, Mom, I'm gonna change the world. We're gonna do something really big, really cool to support the people's lives, and now, man, we like, saw everything we did here, Rio in Brazil, is like make me so proud because I remember when I called my moms, I didn't realize that we start something really big like SEJA. I just thinking like we're gonna do a project to teach a bunch of kids how they can be like strong, how they can have education and help leaders. And now we're building something really cool to support people, to make them together, to build something collaborative. That's so awesome, so awesome. And I'm feel a little lost because I have too much things I want to share.
Well, yeah, so I mean, one of the things that you're talking about, a little bit of your journey, a little bit of your path, and I think that some people are born leaders. Some people, they come out of the womb, like they come out of the womb activists. And you're definitely one of those people for George and I, that we see that in you. And you're talking a little bit about your motivation. But yeah, like who is there somebody specific who motivated you? Is there something that motivated you? Is there something that made you feel like this is my path? You said that you always were helping others, you wanted to help others. Is there a specific moment that you can share about when you felt like that was kind of your what you wanted to do with your life in this world where you grew up in Manguinhos and so many people were following one path? What kind of made you think like I want to do something different? I want to help people.
Yeah, it is. I just say like I guess when I when I got eight, I lost my brother. 8 years, I lost my brother, and I start being a. It's not a bully guy, but I start being a kid like with too much anger inside me, and my moms and my friends didn't know how to help me. But when I start realizing that's why my brother lost his life, like for the violence, I start thinking like I don't know. I have to do something for no no more kids dying as my brother. You know, like I want to do something different. And I guess that was the moment I realized I was on the high school, and I remember that the teacher asked if someone, I was studying like at the evening, and the teacher asked if you have someone who can come at the morning to read for the kids. I was 10, I guess, 10 or 9. And I say, I can do it. I can come to the morning and read for the kids. And guess that was the moment I'm truly started. Because I come from my favela with a lot of things happens. I'm studying at the evening, and I come at the morning to read for the kids. And that's when I realize what they're doing, like, oh my God, I start doing something to change people's life. I think that's how it begins for me. Like start reading for the kids, and as I growing, I still feel like I'm still want to do something. I still want to share something with the kids because you guys know the reality of Rio. It's like many kids come to the bad way, to the bad path because they think they can be embraced for someone, they can be part of something, and I realized that I need to put something that the people feel they can be part of it. They can be together, part of a group, of a family, and that's why my dream starts. And start doing volunteer work. I went to a lot of communities and doing volunteer work. And as a growing, be part of, I remember in 2016, I'll be part of the occupation of the high school. I think
High
in the
school.
US,
High school.
high school, yeah, yeah. In Brazil, we call ensino médio. And I start being part of the occupation. It's like a political movement, and everything started being so fast. Like because here in Rio, the things that it's a little complicated. You guys know because we have like jail. I don't know how to say that in English, but it's like the people is interested in some place or region, and they won the region by themselves, like the government, the policy. I don't know how to say that in English. And we started occupying the Hisco because the favela was going to lose the Hisco. For the policy start building like a policy station, the Hisco is not exist anymore. That's why I'm start being part of the occupation, and after that, I meet you guys. That's no before that I meet you guys, and we start talking about SEJA, about everything. I guess the motivation was I don't know, maybe Tia Betty. Tia Betty I think it's one of the most like motivation to me because I saw older lady, a old woman doing a work for more than 14 years, like with policy saying, you can do it, and the politician saying to her, you can do it, and she like strong and still doing, still helping the community and say, oh my God, I want to be like Tia Betsy. Maybe I can be like this woman. I can support my community to help the kids and doing a great work. And I guess he was one of the motivations I have like my life, my social life.
Um, yeah, Chia Becci is a story for another day. She's one of the original activists in Rio, and is definitely still going today. Um, so I mean, just like reflecting a little bit, recapping, you essentially have been a part of social work since you were 10. You are now in your late 20s. We all know that social work and working for the community is a very it's a hard thing. It's mentally tasking, it's draining, it's rewarding, but it's a very challenging work. I just wanted to know, kind of how you stay motivated when things get tough. This has been your dream since you were 10 to give back. And how do you stay focused and driven and keep moving forward and through all the hurdles and the ups and downs?
Oh, yeah, that's a hard question. Like, to be honest, man, I think what makes me still motivated is to see like the world is still like, I don't know, man. Someone had to do like the dirt job, like someone had to do, and guys, I put like in my life the task to be one of this person, to be one of my community. We want to still doing something because it's hard to walk through the street and see kids on the street and see kids with guns or see people without food, like to see families without something to eat. That's why, including this, that's why I made my garden, my community garden, because I want. I think like food is one of the most basic things that everyone should have. And for me to see people who don't have like food to the kids, to the child, and see like kids without school, like it's really hard to me to see like a kid who cannot read. It, it's really hard. I want to do something. I guess well, the people are still motivating me. Right, I motivated my people. See, like because the people really need someone who want to care about them. It's like I'm sorry. It's like because it's really cool what I feel sometimes because I'm seeing the world, I'm seeing the people as part of my family. Maybe I want to say that to you guys, but to see people as part of my family, when I'm start getting friends, I cannot see too much difference like friends, family, friends, family. It's the same to me. Like, and I want to see like the people as a big family. Or I don't know. I see it's like Beatles. I'm seeing the world, the people. To see a world. It's serious. It's serious. I want to see a world with people can collaborate with each other. Like I love to see like festivals. I like to see people doing something together. I think that's why it's still motivating me to see people. Just people. I don't know. I don't know. It's that people.
And yeah, and it's really special that Georgie. Like I want you to know how special that is because I think probably in SEJA's evolution we probably had more than I don't know 30 team members in Brazil, like core team members, and you've just been there from the beginning and consistently showing up. Whether it's like we lose a big funding decision, the next day you're there, Georgie. Whether it's brainstorming something new, you're there. And so in the same way that you consistently show up for your community, like you're talking about, you've also consistently showed up for us as well. And it's such a strong, powerful quality that you have.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
I
I
always
also
try.
think it's really cool. Sorry, that people inspire you, and that's what inspired George and myself. Like people inspire people is what we always talk about. And after all this time, that's still like, what's your inspiration? Well, if you ask George what his inspiration is, he'd probably say the community leaders in Brazil that he first met, or even you. What he's saying right now, you inspire him because you show up day after day, and the fact that he knows that you're going to be there is probably inspiring him as well. And so I think that's yeah, and it's just powerful that we're all driven by the same thing at the end of the day as people.
No, I'm just going to say like it's because I think so like at the same time there's a lot of people would make the word complicated. But it's like there's more PC is the word. Is that people would make the word complicated. But the rest of people they just want to live their life by the best way they can. And in the community I burned, the people was like the community was like a big family. I can talk in my neighborhood like, hey, do you have an onion so I can make my food right now? And she said, of course, man, come on, just take your onion. And it's like you see things like this. It's like to fill your heart, man. And I live in a community like this. It's like how people cannot inspire me because it's like it's the extension of my family. If you knock a door and or you have a tomato, so I can make my pasta because I don't want to go to the market right now. And when you need back your tomato, just come and ask, and they have a tomato for you. It's like it's funny. It's like that's that's why I think Sully is a community. People help each other. People support each other. People love each other. I remember when I was a child, when because it's a favela net, sometimes the light that just down. We don't have more energy, and the people put like I don't know how to say like it's not a pillow top. I don't know how to say colchão in English, but the people put like a
The
chair on the
mattress.
street, yeah, and lay down on the street, and just see a neighborhood lay down on the houses. Like this is so great for me, and I grow up seeing this. Like people still inspire me. How can now some people can be like man? It's if I talk to you guys, like you guys already know me, but if I talk with someone, I don't know Europe or the USA how it is, but if you talk to someone, no, we can lay down on the streets and sleep a little bit because we don't have energy. It's too hot inside my house. That's crazy. But I grow up like this. But we cannot do this anymore because the violence, the police, and things like. But you can't realize how awesome it's been. You knock the door, ask the onion, and the people don't treat you like, oh my, what? You want an onion? No, the people, come in. Just take your onion.
Yeah.
Is it out of the fridge? So that's why I want to share with people the community we can build can be something really cool to connect people, to collaborate with each other. That's a word I I want.
Yeah, it's that description was amazing because one of the things I wanted to talk to you about when I asked George like what he remembers of you when like what comes to mind, one of the things that comes to mind for me was when we watched the World Cup together. I think 2014, and we had a barbecue like out in the front of your house, and we improvised a TV, and we like put it like in the middle of the road, and we made a barbecue on the ground. Like we just dumped a bag of coal on the ground and put bricks around it, and then just started barbecuing on the street, like on the not on the street, on the ground, and then like it was a new experience for me. But then like the entire favela was there, and it was just like a completely unique new experience for me. I was like, this is like that energy of community and that feeling is so special. And you just did a great job of explaining it, of what it means, because George and I have, well, I'll speak for myself, but like it's so hard for me to translate what that means without being there and feeling that. I think that you did a great job of like, this is what it means to be a part of a community. You show up for people, and that's why I want to keep doing the work that I'm doing, to show up for the people in my community, because they're not just my community, they're not my neighbors, they're my family, and that means something a little bit different. And you're a family without even asking it. They just know that you're my family. Like you're here, and I'll stand up for you, and I'll show up for you without having to like be explicit about it. You just know that that person and your neighbor, they're there for you. They'll give you a tomato if you need it, and that's really special.
Yeah, yeah. That it's like it's something the people do is like every time some comes normal. It's like it's normal. You come to my house. If we are too much friends, you don't need to ask. You just enter to my house and like, whoa, are you here? I just need a tomato. Do you have one?
Yeah, in your kitchen, like don't mind me, bro.
As you guys said, like you guys saw, like we do a barbecue. When you see the neighborhood is inside of a barbecue and drinking beer and chill, and they come with beers. Like, oh, I drink some beers for the barbecue. And you say,
Did I
you
invite
cannot say
you?
like,
Like
you
in the
like
UK or
barbecue.
America, it's like if you're not invited, like am I invited? It's like that. Just no, show up. I bring beer, I bring food. Next thing you know, the guy that you didn't even technically invite, he's on the barbecue himself cooking, and it's just like,
Yeah, like just come and be part of the barbecue. And I love this kind of energy. That's why. That's what I want to share with the world. I want to share with people, and that's why it's still motivating me to still doing the job, because I know just people just want to live. They just want to live a good life, and it's nothing wrong about this. There's nothing wrong. Like being on the street or drinking a beer with friends, like seeing the World Cup, like seeing the football game. I would love if the people still continuing live their life like this. But now the people are not not now, but a few years ago, the people still doing, but it was stopping at the time because most of people are losing their hope because the life in favela is getting hard and hard and hard. And I think if we can still doing our work like this, the things will be a little more easy for people like studying, for people go and went to the universities, and because when we did the work, I remember when I go to Mandela with the project of Gagi, and the kids say like this, hey, uncle, I want to be like you. I want to study and talk English. And I say, oh, you can do it. And it's something which fill your heart. Like to see kids, which not for your family, say, I want to be like you, uncle. And they say, oh, thank you. I am someone we can inspire kids. We can show them the way. Like you can study, you can wait to the university, you can speak more than just Portuguese. You can speak like English, French, Italian if you want. And I think it's lovely to have the power to continue doing things like this, inspiring kids because they inspire me. That's like I love, really love the passionate, everything. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, I want to be like you too, Georgie. It's not just the kids. I want to be like you too. I think that like as Dylan was saying, the way you described community just then is, yeah, it's perfect. Wherever you find like marginalization and exclusion, you find community and people banding together in love. And the way that you described it was so perfect. It really was. And so, whilst you're inspiring lots of young people across Brazil now, you're also inspiring us here too.
I try my best to don't cry, but you guys gotta make things hard for me. I don't know, man. You guys know is I sometimes I say things that I know that make the people think it's easy, but it's not. Sometimes I want to give up. Many times I try to give up, but we someone had to do someone had to do this. You know when I remember when I was living in my old house and the police come in the operation and they say that you think you are someone, you're anyone, like you think you is best of this community because you went to university. And I remember he said to me, it's like you, I don't know how to say that in English, like lixo.
You're trash.
Yeah, he said you are not special. You is the trash like them, like everyone here. So when they punch me and I think like, oh my God, what am I doing with my life? Why I not just went to university and find a corporate work and earn money and go out to favela? And I have to do this more than ever right now because they make me think like I need to give up, find a work in a corporate, go out to the favela. No, fuck, man. I'm sorry, I can't say fuck. Sorry. But I want to do this more than ever. More than ever. They I'm not going to stop right now. Like I need to do it with more power, with more engage. And that's why I'm still doing this work because I don't want kids passing through them same things I pass through. Like now I'm doing a great job they make me feel like what I do is like nothing because I am trash. But now I know I have to continue. I have to continue. That's why I love Seja. I love the process around the world. If the people call me to be a volunteer, I will be there because we need to do this work. We need to do this. Just call me, invite me. Hey George, we need a help in the festival. We need a help in the project, and I will be there. Don't care about distance. I will be there because we need to collaborate with each other. Right. No one gonna stop me. No one gonna. Sorry.
That's just been a massive moment for us, because I think, like, the reason we wanted to do this, Georgie, is, as Dylan said at the beginning, is because we wanted to show people the power of local community entrepreneurship, like local change makers. And we've been struggling for 6 years, 7, 8 years, whatever it is, to do it. But you just did it. You just showed us exactly what it is. And you're speaking in a different language, or not your first language, and the way that you're able to articulate yourself in a second language and still be able to show that power and that inspiration. It's just like, I know I don't want to go over the top, but I just like, that was like a big aha moment for me, just because you just showed everyone, the strength, and it's really amazing, man.
Thank you.
Yeah, I think that just to like second George, like that we couldn't have scripted that moment better. Like that, the way that natural moment was amazing. And I just wanted to ask one more question. It's just like figuring out how to close this conversation, having such like coming off an emotional high like that. But I mean, you're obviously still very driven and focused on this work and inspired by it. And something we like to ask the community leaders and people who inspire us is kind of, if you could have listeners take home a message, what would it be? If they just listen to the end of this podcast and they listen to this message, what would that message be that you wanted people to hear? Either a young person or somebody listening from somewhere else in the world, what would a message be?
Yeah, maybe I will start just saying like, first of all, you are not alone. First of all, you're not alone. The work you do is important. The work you do is really, really important for not just for your community, not for just your kids, but for the world, because certainly you are inspiring someone. And that's why your work cannot stop, because you're changing lives, you're inspiring people, and you are not alone. Someday, somehow, I don't know how, but we're gonna meet each other and we're gonna talk about life, we're gonna talk about project, and please still doing what you're doing. And I think that's the message. I,
That
I'm bad with that. I try my
that
best.
is not that is an amazing message. Just back to the collective and the unity, and we're in this together. And yeah, I mean, I don't know if you have any closing words, George. I just wanted to say thank you, Georgie, like for your openness and your vulnerability and just talking about your journey and getting right into it with us. I mean, that was a really special conversation that I really enjoyed it.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, I
Sorry,
think
too much. Thanks. So many things to remember.
no, and I just echo what Dylan said. Thank you so much, man. I think your strength and power is incredible. I think, like, I know that you know it already, but I know. Oh God, here we go. I just wanted to tell you that your brother would be incredibly, incredibly proud of everything that you've done and the change that you've been able to create, and the way that you've turned like such a negative experience in your life, and the way that you lost him, into this force for good, and into the strength that you have is yeah, it's unbelievable. It's really inspiring, man, and I know that he'd be really, really proud of you.
Thank you, guys.